I've got to admit, for the longest time, I didn't really understand why anyone would want to use a monopod, especially because tripods are just so stable. And I really never had any issues with folding and unfolding them. Finally, I'd heard enough good things about the Ifootage Cobra 3 pedal-based monopod that I decided I needed to check one out. And in this video, I'm going to share some of the things that I've really enjoyed using this monopod for, and a couple things to watch out with it as well. When you first get the Cobra 3, you're going to be really impressed with just how high quality and durable it feels. There's several different options you can purchase. There's carbon fiber and aluminum monopods, and there's a special pedal base that allows you to adjust the angle with your foot. And there's a standard base that just uses a lock knob on the side so that you can use it like a ball head basically. Another really cool thing about this monopod is that the top plate comes off and can be inserted into the feet, which makes it a really great portable tabletop tripod. Now, I've got a couple videos where we extensively cover the tabletop tripod aspect of this monopod, but in this video we're going to mostly stick with talking about the monopod side of things. Probably the most impressive thing about the monopod is just how stable it actually is. It has such a wide base on it that you can trust it to hold your camera even without holding on to the monopod. It's that stable. Now, I wouldn't ever walk a super far distance away from a monopod, but this definitely holds up really well, especially if your camera is correctly balanced on it. I've been using the Cobra 3 recently for a lot of real estate work, as well as for shooting a lot of B-roll for my different videos I make here on this channel. And I've really appreciated how fast and easy and lightweight this monopod is. I'm able to get some really good video shots, and I also really appreciate using it for photos to be able to shoot at a slower shutter speed and to let more light in. One cool thing about the pedal base is you can adjust this knob to add or remove tension. So you're able to unlock it and then you're able to spin it. And if you remove the tension, it's even easier to pan. And so you can get these really cool fluid shots with the monopod without even using a ball head or a pan head on top of it. The monopod has lever locks, which I really like. These levers feel really high quality and you're able to get them really tight. Another thing that's cool about this monopod is it gives you this tool on it. It has the socket so that you can tighten any of the buckles if they get loose. And you also get this Allen wrench head. It's really useful for a lot of the different iFootage gear. At its shortest, the monopod is 27.165 inches and 71.26 inches at the tallest. That's without adding a tripod head on it as well. iFootage makes a couple different heads that are great for use with this. They have the Komodo K5S as well as the Komodo M30. I really like using the pan head in video mode because the handle also works great for getting those moving shots with the monopod. The Ifootage Cobra 3 was really designed as a whole system and not just to be used as a monopod. I really love this quick release system because you can use it to easily pop your camera or your fluid head off the top and put it on the base of the tripod, so you're able to go from getting medium, high, all the way to low shots with one monopod system without having to unthread any screws. The quick release system is really sturdy. You're not able to pull it out, but you really have to use two hands in order to unlatch it. And another issue I've had is sometimes this center column, it needs to actually snap in place so it's ready for you to put the head back on. And I've had times where it's hard to get this to fully unlock, especially if you're trying to do it one-handed real quick. So what's really neat about this is the bottom of the quick release actually can work perfectly with the legs as well. So you're able to quickly go from using this as a full-size monopod to getting low-angle shots with the monopod base. The quick release system iFootage uses for these are really cool. They have both a 3/8 and a 1/4-20 screw that are integrated. You just press down and that unveils the 1/4-20 screw beneath the 3/8. So you can put ball heads or pan heads on top, or you can also just mount this directly to your camera and not even have to use another quick release. If you do choose to screw your camera directly into this plate, it won't be able to sit flat though when you take it off the monopod. One small con of this system, there's no set screw on the bottom of the quick release, so you can't lock it down into place on a pan head or a ball head. So just be careful that you don't unthread this on accident. I do wish the quick release system was a little bit easier to use, but I appreciate that they made it hard so you couldn't accidentally pop the head off or pop the foot off. The feet open up really easily as well. You just open them like that. There's these stops on the side that change what position the legs are in. They're 3-position legs, so you can go wider base or narrower base, which is also really useful if you have an uneven terrain and you need one leg to be lower than the others. Pedal's really cool. You press down on it and that unlocks it. And then it's loose enough to change your angle up to 40 degrees. This knob adjusts the tension on the fluid base so you can add or remove tension. And this works really well to get a panning shot with it. The monopod also has a 3/8 thread on the bottom of it. So then you unthread this and you're able to use this as a rubber foot for the bottom of the monopod if you don't want to use it with the fluid base. If you need the Cobra 3 to be even taller than it actually is fully fully extended, you can actually just put two of them together with the quick release system. So that's a really great feature they have built in. I think it's also important to note Ifootage has two bases that are available for this. You can get this pedal base version or you can get the ball head version. What I really like about the pedal base version is you're able to easily adjust it without bending over. They do say that you can adjust this knob with your foot, but I find that to be a little bit challenging. So I think if you don't want to bend down, this pedal base is a great option for adjusting the angle of your monopod. One issue I've had with the pedal base though, is you can only lock it when it's straight up. So you can't actually set it at an angle and then lock it in place. Probably not a big deal because most of the time you want to lock this vertically anyways. But it would be nice if there was a way to set a position when you're using it in tabletop tripod mode and leave it locked. With the bases both set to the low position, they're about the same height. The pedal base is slightly taller, but you're really not going to notice much difference in the real world using it. One small con with the knob version is that if you put it pointing straight down, it's actually between the legs, so that can cause your camera to tip over, unfortunately. So I wish they had lined that slot up with the legs just to keep it from being able to tip. But I do still really like the knob version, although I think I would choose the pedal version if you're primarily planning on using this with the monopod. Ifootage gives you a really nice carrying case with this, but unfortunately it can be a little bit tight to actually fit the monopod and a fluid head in it and have the whole thing assembled. There is space though to fit the K5S fluid head or the ball head in the case. Another issue I had is when I folded the feet up, I was actually on a shoot and I was using this as the base of the monopod and I accidentally unthreaded and lost the rubber stopper underneath it. I was able to find it later on, but you just need to make sure that this rubber stopper gets tightened really well and it's just a circle. So there's no way to use a tool or to really torque it down. So make sure you don't lose the rubber stopper if you want to be able to use your monopod without using the feet on it as well. Another interesting thing, they give you this wrist strap on the side of the monopod as well, which I really appreciate. But if you have your camera mounted to the top and you're using a fluid head or a ball head and adding additional height to the monopod, it's going to be hard for you to control the camera with your hand while wearing the wrist strap. So I wish they would have made the wrist strap just a little bit longer. One last complaint. I love the lever locks, but Ifootage has a version of the Cobra 2 monopod called the Cobra 2 Strike, and it has a center column that you're able to untwist, and you're able to completely adjust the height without opening or closing any levers, which just makes the Cobra Strike a lot faster to use. I wish they had a Cobra 3 in this Strike version because I think that would be really useful for trying to get a bunch of different shots really fast. You're trying to go low, medium, and high with the shot without completely readjusting the legs every single time. So overall, I really recommend this monopod. The price varies a little bit depending on if you get the carbon fiber or aluminum, and the pedal base is a little bit more expensive to get than the knob base. Ifootage also sells the bases separate, so if you want, you can be like me and you can buy the ball head base separate so that you can have two and be able to get the best of both worlds with them and just be able to share them with one monopod. So the price varies a little bit depending on if you buy the pedal base or the lock knob base, or if you're buying carbon fiber or aluminum. But I have links for all the different versions of this monopod in the description below. If you have any other questions about the Cobra 3, leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Like this video, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming content.